Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're gonna learn how to knit this baby cardigan, and this was a request from one of my viewers. They wanted a V-neck baby cardigan, and this is the one I came up with. It's very easy to knit. It's top down with the raglan increases and the bottom band included in the knit. Seamless, we don't have any seams. The sleeves are worked in the round, and it will be for 0 to 3 months and 3 to 6 months. Obviously you can make it bigger. All you need to do is continue with the increases a bit longer, and the length of the cardigan in the sleeves has to be a bit longer. But let's go ahead and see what we need. So for this cardigan I used Peyton's Baby Smiles, and I love this yarn. It's very soft, and it's 50% merino, 50% acrylic, I guess. Yes, well, 50% virgin wool and 50% polyamide. It's very soft, very nice to work with. As you can see, the stitches are quite, nice. And for this cardigan I used one skein for the body, and then a third maybe of the second skein to finish the sleeves. So depending on what age you're knitting for, you need either 1.5 or two skeins of this yarn. And I knitted it with different needles because all my needles were used. So I needed I had these I think were one of my first needles that I bought. They're pony. I bought them in John Lewis, I think. They're still very good, and I managed to knit this beautifully with them. They're quite pointy. They're nice to work with. I don't know why I never talk about them, but anyway, yeah. I will have links down below with where you can download the pattern, where you can find the wool, and everything you need to know about this cardigan. But I'm gonna knit along with you another one, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead with the cast on. Let's find the end of this. Here we go. And I do the long tail cast on. Just hold your yarn like this, twist, pull through, and as per usual, I cast on double needles like this. And we're going to go ahead and cast on the number of stitches that you want for the size that you're knitting. And I'm going to knit the small version, so I'm going to cast on 40, just like this. That's 10, 30 more. Alright, I have 40 stitches on my needles, and I'm going to pull one needle out. And to start, this would be like the neck band. I'm going to do 4 rows of knit stitches, so garter stitch, and this is how you do. Just knit all stitches all the way to the end for 4 rows, and then I'll show you what we do on row number 5, because that has a little bit of a trick. I finished the 4 rows of garter stitch, and now we're ready to place the markers, and I have here my usual markers, and we're going to start with the bottom band, which is 3 stitches, knit 3, then we're going to place a marker, then I'm going to purl 1, place another marker, purl 6, Sorry about the noises, this cable is driving me crazy. Six, place another marker, purl 1, place another marker, purl 18, (17, 18), place a marker, purl 1, place a marker, purl 6, place a marker, purl 1, and place the last marker, and then we have the bottom band, which will be knit 3. Okay, now I know it's a bit confusing, but I'm going to explain to you. So we have bottom band, increase, sleeve, increase, back stitches, increase, second sleeve, increase, bottom band. Now we're going to start the increases, and the reason why we put before and after these just one stitch is so we know that that's where we do increases, the raglan increases. And I used the markers for my first couple increases, and then I took them off because I found that it was easy to see. But if you think that you can't see, or if you get confused, then just keep the markers. So the first row of increases is on the right side. We always increase on the right side, and on the wrong side we just work normally. All right, so I've jumped ahead a few rows because it makes more sense if I show you what I mean by the raglan increases, and just follow the instructions in the pattern row by row, where I'm gonna have knit 2, KFB, yarn over and all that stuff. But I'm gonna show you just one row of raglan increases and the KFBs, and then a wrong side row somewhere in the middle, because it makes more sense if you see the raglan increases done a bit. So this is how you do a row of increases. You're going to start with knit 2, KFB, which means knit through the front, twist, knit through the back, and then we're going to knit to our first marker, yarn over, slip the marker, knit 1, slip the marker, yarn over, and knit to the next marker. And like I said, I took the markers off because you can see the column in the middle, which is this one. So you have markers before and after that stitch that goes down, so it's quite easy to see. You don't have to keep the markers, but if you think you need the markers, then leave the markers in place. So I'm going to knit to our next marker, yarn over, slip the marker, knit 1, slip the marker, yarn over, knit to the next one. We got to the marker, yarn over, slip the marker, knit one, slip the marker, yarn over, knit to the next one. Okay, yarn over, slip the marker, knit one, slip the marker, yarn over, knit to our garter stitch, which will be 3 stitches at the end. So we have 3 stitches left. I'm going to do a KFB, knit front, knit back, and then knit 2. So that's one row of increases. On the wrong side, just follow the instructions in the pattern. Is going to be knit 3, purl to the last 3, and knit the last 3. Just normal like that. Now, how do you know where you're at? Well, here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, which means I've done 4 rows of raglan increases. And let's count how many I've done on the sweater. You just hold the sweater like that and count your holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have done 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, I've done 14. So as you can see, I've finished the increases for the V-neck. I haven't finished the increases for the raglan, but in the pattern you will have exact instructions where you need to stop the KFBs for the V-neck and start the buttonholes. And this is the cardigan that I've knitted, so you can see that the KFBs stop somewhere here with the raglans, and I count in 10 raglan increases, and then I stopped the KFBs. I'm going to start the buttonholes on the bottom band, but continue a few more raglan increases for the size that you're knitting. Maybe it would be good, well, that's if I can find it, yeah, my measuring tape. If I can just give you the measurements of the cardigan that I've knitted. Okay, so from the shoulder to the bottom, it's about 21 centimeters, and under the arms is 23 centimeters. And I don't want to give precise sizes for these cardigans, because every baby is different. Some are chubbier than the others, and the best thing is to measure your child as you knit this cardigan, because raglan cardigans or raglan sweaters are the easiest to size as you go along. So as you can see, we started here with the same, pretty much the same amount of stitches for small, medium, large, and then you keep increasing until you measure this, and then you know what size you want to do. And if you're here and you think this would be big enough for your baby, then stop here and separate the sleeves and the body and knit it as long as you want. Also the sleeves, the same thing. You just keep on measuring them. So it's best to always just measure and size the cardigan. Now I will write in the pattern the rough measurements for this cardigan and the one I'm knitting now. The one I'm knitting now is going to be slightly smaller, so you know roughly the measurements of the cardigans. But my recommendation is that you start the raglans and you increase as many as you need for the size, for the size of your baby. Sorry about all that rambling. Let's keep to the subject, yeah? So now we're going to start the button band and the buttonholes. And obviously, if you're knitting it for a boy, you have to put the buttonholes on, I always forget, on the left side. So I have a safety pin here because I always get mixed up every single time. And I'm going to put the safety pin on the left side of my cardigan, so I know that that's the side where I need to do the buttonholes. This is what they look like, and I'll show you how to do one now. And remember, we're not going to do any more KFBs. We finished with the KFBs. We're just going to do raglan increases, and I'll show you just a little bit here, and then I'm going to skip to underarms. So for the buttonholes, I'm going to knit one, yarn over, and knit two together. You can knit them through the front or through the back. So that yarn over will create the hole for our buttons. Then I'm just going to knit to my raglan increase, where I need to do my raglan increase. And earlier in the video I told you can keep your markers on or you can take them off. I found it easier to take them off because you will definitely know where you need to do the raglan increases because of all this. So you probably need the markers just for the first row, but I will give specific instructions in the pattern. So I'm at the raglan increase. I'm going to do a yarn over, knit one, yarn over, knit to the next raglan increase, and I will skip to the wrong side where we need to pick the yarn over for the buttonhole. As you can see here, I'm just about to finish my wrong side, so I've been purling across the stitches including the raglan increases, and I am almost at the buttonhole band, and that's the yarn over that I've done. So as we did all through the work, I'm going to knit three. So knit one, knit the yarn over through the front, and knit the last one, and that gave us the buttonhole. Now for the smaller size cardigan that I'm knitting, I'm going to do one more row of raglan increases, and then I'm going to separate the sleeves, and I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll show you how I separate the sleeves. Now I'm ready to put my sleeve stitches on stitch holders, and I'm using these ones. They're very inexpensive. I picked them up on Amazon. If you don't have them, you can just use a needle with thread, different color thread, and put it through those stitches. So I'm just going to show you how I do this. So I knit all the way till after my first set of raglan increases, Okay, here we are. I'm going to knit that one and put the rest of the stitches on a stitch holder, just like this. And I'm going to leave them there until I'm ready to pick them back up and knit the sleeves. Okay, those are my stitches for the sleeve. I'm just gonna hold them here, pick up my needle and continue knitting across the back stitches. Just pull it tight. Alright, I'm going to knit that stitch, take my other stitch holder and put the sleeve stitches on it. Here we go, all done. Pick the needle up and knit to the end. Then we're going to just continue on doing stockinette and garter stitch for the bottom band. Let me just show you what it looks like, because now you can kind of see the shape of the cardigan. Here we go. Those will be the sleeves. And this, sorry about the noises. Oh, it just does not want to sit flat. Here we go. Here will be the sleeves. And this will be the body of the cardigan. So now we're just going to continue knitting down for obviously however long you want it to be, and then finish with garter stitch. One more thing I want to mention, because I'm just going to jump to the sleeves after this. I space the buttonholes every 6 ridges of garter stitch. Let me show you here. So as you can see, let's take this to do. I've done a buttonhole here, and then I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ridges, and then I did another one, and then 6 ridges, then I did another one. You can space them out however you want. This is what worked best for me, and the instructions will be for this spacing for the buttons. You could do, I guess you could do just 3 of them, but yeah, it's up to you how many you want to do. But yeah, continue working the body of the cardigan, finish up with garter stitch, or you could do 1 by 1 rib at the bottom, and then I'll show you how to pick the stitches for the sleeves and finish it up. We are almost at the end of the baby cardigan, and I finished the body, and I decided to do a 1 by 1 rib so you can see the difference between this one and the garter stitch. I think they both look nice, so you have the option to do either this or that. I've done the sleeve, and in the smaller size I decreased twice. You can see here there's one decrease and another one, and in this bigger size I decreased 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I've knitted about 1.5 inches before every decrease. This sleeve is shorter than this one, so I've only done 2 decreases. And the last thing that I want to show you is how to pick up the stitches and continue knitting the sleeve. And I've knitted the sleeve in the round. I haven't put buttons, I haven't weaved in the ends yet, because I have a video on how I do that, and I will link it down below and at the end of this video. So when you finish, you can go ahead and watch that video, or if you know what to do, then just go ahead and weave in the ends and put the buttons on the way that you usually do. But I have my sleeve stitches here on a stitch holder like this one, and all you need to do is slide them all on one side, and take your circular needles, or you could use double pointed needles, whichever one is easiest for you, and just slide your stitches on. And for the smaller size, I have 30 stitches. Oh, these noises. There we go. Just put your stitch holder aside so you don't get poked. So now we're just going to go ahead and start knitting with the magic loop method, and I usually just halve my stitches, so I'm going to go 15. Here is 15, and you pull your cord, and we're going to attach the yarn and start knitting, and I'll just get you started on that one and let you finish it. Otherwise this video is going to be so long. So I leave a tail because I'm going to need to do some weaving in underneath the arm. So I leave a tail about this long. Bring my stitches to the point of the needle, pick my back needle, and just go ahead and start knitting. And all you do is knit in the round using the magic loop, or if you use double pointed needles, knit in the round for about 1.5 inches, and then you do decreases. And the decreases are knit two together and SSKs. So two stitches decreased every 1.5 inches of stockinette on the sleeve. I'll just show you how to join here, because you kind of need to pull the yarn a bit more, otherwise it would be too loose. You can always fix it with the end when you're done with the sleeve. Okay, so pull on the yarn like this and just start knitting again. Just pull it so it stays put and continue knitting. And that's the sleeve. And you can, I suggest that you measure it, how long you need it. I will give you the measurements for the sizes that the pattern is for, but obviously you can make it longer or smaller. I prefer to make them a little bit longer, because you can always go like this if needed, and then the baby can use it for longer, because babies grow so fast. So you could make the body a bit longer, you can make the sleeve a bit longer, and just fold it like this if it's too long. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoy knitting this baby cardigan. It's a very fast knit. It's cute, and you can decorate it with nice buttons. For my one, I just put clear ones because I think they look nice. Obviously you could put like animal buttons. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please leave any comments down below. I'm here to help. Anything you need, I'll just try to help. And also go to my Ravelry. I'll have links down below for you to download the free pattern. And if you knitted and you find mistakes in the pattern, please send me a message on Ravelry so I can correct it, and other people won't have to, you know, get confused about it. I try my best to write without mistakes, but sometimes, you know, you just, instead of knitted together, you write an SSK when it's supposed to be a knitted together, and so on. But yeah, thank you very much for all your support, and happy knitting. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.